Talk to Sarion Durandal. Choose send me back into the chronoscope, and we're going to be doing this on just on normal. Now the chronoscope is a time altering device or a time manipulation device, and the theme of this raid is Korkaza, the blue dragon that we just defeated in riding the storm out, is using the chronoscope to like try to undo our victories of the past. And so we're actually going to be revisiting fights from our past in this raid. So we're going to be revisiting like segments of Wiz King and the Pit and Chantukor and Lord of Blades and Tower of Despair and a whole bunch of stuff. She's trying to like undo the past so that she can be victorious. And since we killed her in riding the storm out, she's returning as a Dracolich in this raid. And once everybody's in, we can go ahead and get buffs. Everybody is here. I want you to open up the map, and you'll see the map is all filled in. You'll see there's a central island that we're on, and there's a whole bunch of smaller islands around the outside. And the bigger of those outside islands, the one like in the northwest, northeast, and south, those are where we're going to have special portals that we go into, which we'll talk about at the time. But we're going to be going from island to island, following the dragon around, beating the dragon down. Then she'll go to a different island. And the order in which she moves from island to island, it's not necessarily the next island over, but it's a preset order every time. The dragon is indicated on the map by a red dot. Notice there's a red dot just outside the central. It's like in the northwest corner of the central. If you hover over it, it says Korkaza. That red dot indicates Korkaza's current location. So if you're ever not sure what island to go to, you can always look for that red dot. I wish the red dot was a different color, because a little red dot on a red island is kind of hard to see. In any event, it is what it is. So if you look, you'll see these air jets here, and this is how we're going to get from island to island. You're just going to move from air jet to air jet. Okay? And there's red lights, you know, beaming out of the air jets to help you see them. So, and those will lift you, and that's how you're going to get around. So go ahead, I encourage you right now, go ahead and jump into the air jets. There's no penalty for falling. If you fall, you'll just appear back at the top of the main platform right now. So go ahead and, you know, ride the air jets for a few seconds, you know, for a minute, just so that you can see, like, this is how it's going to work. And feel free to fall if you want, because like I said, you're just going to appear back at the top of the main platform. It looks kind of scary because it's like you're falling down into a tempest or something, but it's just going to port you back up top. Once we get the raid started, it will no longer port you to the top. Once we get the raid started, if you fall, you're going to fall into what we call penalty boxes. There's 6 different penalty boxes, and those penalty boxes are moments from quests that we've already done. Like, there's one for Wiz King, there's one for the Pit, there's one for Chantukor, there's one, I forget them all, Tor. Okay? And those penalty boxes, you have to fight your way out of them. But, you know, you only have to fight that stuff once. It doesn't respawn. So what we're going to do once we start the raid is we're going to clear all those penalty boxes. The tank, Bolo Grub, will go to the first dragon island and just hold the dragon while everybody else clears penalty boxes. And once your penalty box is clear, you're going to write in chat like Tor done, or Wiz King done, or Pit done. Once we've confirmed that all 6 penalty boxes are clear, then we will all go to the first dragon island. Until then, we should clear penalty boxes. Someone told me recently they were in a pug where they didn't clear the boxes out. So, you know, maybe they won't do that. But like I said, if anybody falls, then they got to fight their way out. And if the tank ever fell, then the tank would have to fight their way out. And sometimes tanks don't have good DPS. That could become problematic if your tank gets stuck down there. And it's not the easiest thing to go rescue them, because when you fall, You appear randomly in one of 6 penalty boxes. You can't just choose to go to the one where the tank is. So it could take, you know, a minute or two to get to the right box to try to help somebody out. So we like to clear the penalty boxes at the start, but you might join a group where they don't do that. Okay, we're going to get started by talking to Sarion. That locks the instance. And Korkaza is going to appear, and there's going to be a little bit of a dialogue. And then once Korkaza takes off, that's when you can fall into the penalty boxes. But right now, if you fall, you just appear back up here. If anybody has questions about killing time during the raid in Twitch, please ask. My attention is mainly focused on the folks here in person during the raid, but I will be answering Twitch questions when I can. We have 49 viewers. That's pretty good for over here on DDO stream. Happy to have y'all. So there's Korkaza. Korkaza returning as a Dracolich. So Bolo Grub will go to the first island, which is like the cross-shaped island in the north, or the plus-shaped, or the X-shaped island. And he's going to go there and keep the dragon occupied. And he's going to face the dragon away from us so that when we're coming in, you know, we're not going to get breathed on as we're approaching the island. But the rest of us, so he's going to go to that X island, and the rest of us are just going to fall off. Just fall off the side, and you can hold down block to disable feather fall so that you fall faster. And you're going to fall into a random of one of 6 penalty boxes. And you need to fight your way out of that. Again, when your penalty box is cleared, you're going to write that it's done. So Deeps is done. Once we confirm all 6 are done, then we're going to go to where the dragon is. Until then, keep falling off the side and clear penalty boxes. So Tor is done. That's 2 out of 6. There's no way to control which penalty box you go into. Like, I just went into the same one we already cleared. Again, the advantage of this is if people fall later while the raid is, you know, the main part of the raid's going on, then they don't have to fight their way out of it. They can just exit right away. I fell into the same one 3 times in a row. Okay, Dreaming Dark's done. SDK's done. That's 4 out of 6 that are done. We still have the Pit and Whiz King to clear. The Pit, you just need to climb to the top and pull a lever.
The Pit is the second furnace.
Thank you.
So you just have to climb to the top and pull a lever.
Alright, I made it into the Pit. Whiz King's done, so we just have the Pit left, and we got 3 people in here. So, everybody else, we got this, so just go to the dragon. Okay, Pit's done. There's going to be a portal back at the start. So if you're in the Pit, just drop down and go to the portal and click out of it. A blue-green portal. And then you're going to go to the X-shaped island in the north.
Dragon's already moved on.
Oh, okay. The dragon's already been beat down. So we are going to start heading over to the west. A couple islands over is where the dragon is going to appear next. You can see there's a big like force field around the island, so you can't, you know, if you're a caster, you can't just like hang out, or range, you can't just hang out in the air jet and shoot the dragon from afar because of the force field. Notice that Bolo is facing the dragon away so that as we're coming in, we don't get blasted by dragon breath. There's these chaos orb looking things floating around. They're gonna do chaos damage if they touch you. It's not too bad. There's also gonna be circles that explode, so stay out of the circles. Trash mobs. Important to keep trash down. That stuff can get pretty rowdy. Korkaza is going to do this curse thing. It's like a Wail the Banshee. You'll see like a Wail the Banshee effect. When she does that, she's going to dish out curses. Make sure you stay on top of your curses. There's the Wail the Banshee thing. That'll give you a curse, so drink a curse pot if you need to. And everybody stays here except for the tank is going to follow the dragon. Everybody else stays here and a portal's going to open. And we need to, this is going to be another fight from our past. It's going to be the Von 3 pre-boss fight where you have to fight the caster and the troll and the beholder. And then the Marut. We just have to wait for the portal to appear. Note that the portal's already on the map. You can see a little swirly symbol and now it's appearing. So everybody just go ahead and click on the portal. And charge in and fight the Von 3 stuff. I'm just going to kick back and let everybody else do it. It's just normal. Pretty easy beatdowns on normal. Maybe next year we'll do these on hard. Because these raids are getting old. Okay, the Marut's gonna come out of his little room. Once we beat down the Marut, that will complete this part. There's gonna be a shrine that appears. You can shrine if you want to. That you cannot come back here, so this is a user lose shrine. Doesn't look like anybody really needs it though, but if you want a shrine, go ahead and then click on the portal when you're done, and then you can always look on the map and see where Korkaza is. She's at the Mr. Potato Head Island. Notice this is an island like in the southeast that looks like Mr. Potato Head and all his little parts. The red dot is there, so we're gonna make our way over to the Mr. Potato Head Island. And you can see it from afar that it has that big, you know, magenta force field around it. If you want, you know, if you're melee, you obviously get behind the dragon, but if you're ranged or caster, you can get on one of the little Mr. Potato Head's little parts. You can stand on the little mini islands and shoot your spells and stuff from there. Not a whole lot you can do to avoid those chaos orbs. They do move in a fixed pattern, so if you want to avoid them, you can, but it's not a big deal. Okay, now we're gonna head to the north. So jump into air jets. And we're just moving one island over. I can't remember if the boom starts now or if it's the next island, but she's gonna do this thing where like you're gonna have a number over your head and it's gonna count down from 10 to 0. When it gets to 0, you're gonna explode. It's very important that you're not near any other party members, so if you get that countdown above your head, get away from everybody else. You can actually blow up on mobs and it will hurt them. Also, there's going to be these chronoscope parasite things that look like red will-o-wisps. They will sometimes have shields up that make them invulnerable. If you blow up on them, it'll bring down their shield. Otherwise, their shield just will come down after a bit of time. Okay, we've beat down Korkaza. Gijo is going to follow the dragon, but we're going to stay here. Or Bolo Grub. Gijo says all. We're going to stay here. Notice that the little portal is on the map already, so like basically right in front of me is going to be a portal, you know, when it appears. And we're going to do another fight from our past. This time it's going to be the Tower of Despair fight. Do not go into the portal right away. So this is one part where I know that pugs struggle with. So if you've never done part 2 of Tower of Despair, it's where you have like Netherios, the Shadow Master, and a bunch of shadows. If those shadows, you're gonna fight. Once we go in, everybody's gonna go run straight ahead up some stairs and fight Netherios, the Shadow Master. But there's also gonna be a bunch of big dark shadow creatures that look like the thing that's at the portal right now, and they spawn in groups of 2. And so what we like to do is send a kiter in to grab all 6 of the shadows, but they don't spawn right away, so you have to wait like a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna go in and get the shadows aggro. Nobody else follow me. Everybody else stay here, please. Do not go in. It's these shadows that cause a lot of problems for a lot of pugs. So it's really important that you have somebody that can either tank them or kite them. If the shadows get up to the party where they're fighting Netherios, people start dying really fast. The shadows do a lot of cold damage, so it's good to have cold absorption. You could do red fire shield. Remember, don't come in yet. I'll let you know when it's time to come in. I'm waiting for all 6 of the shadows to aggro on me. And Netherios is also aggroed on me now. But we're going to use single target DPS to pull him off. He's going to do poison and disease, so I guess I should have told you to bring poison pots too. So I'm just waiting. You can watch the stream if you want to. I'm just waiting for all 6 shadows to spawn. Now, one of the little secrets about the shadows is they really just do damage when you're moving through them. If you're standing still, they don't do much damage to you.
Numbers.
So that's the secret to tanking them is to...
Oh, I've got the boom, so you can see what it looks
Okay.
like.
Wow, I didn't know you could get it out there.
I didn't either.
It's gone now.
How about that? I thought you could only get it at the island when the dragon was there. Okay, we're almost ready to call you guys in. Please stand by. Alright, I'm bringing the shadows past where you guys are going to enter, so as soon as they get past, I'm going to call you in. I just don't want you guys to step into a bunch of shadows. Okay, go ahead and come in and go straight ahead to the top of the stairs. If the shadow, I'm going to be bringing the shadows by the stairs, so just stop. You know, don't run through the shadows. Stop if you need to. And don't aggro the shadows. Okay? Do not attack the shadows. Don't even look at them. And then you can use single target DPS only, not AoEs. Once you're at the top, you can use things like Ruin or any kind of dots or whatever. Single target DPS to pull Netherios. Okay, Soul Mine's got him, so he's going to bring him to the top of the steps. Great. Somebody shot a shadow and pulled it up to the top. That's very dangerous. It's very important that you do not attack the shadows. Okay, I got him back. And I'm actually going to demonstrate somebody else shot another one and pulled it up. You do not want to do that. That's very dangerous. I'm going to demonstrate tanking the shadows. On normal, they're not bad, but I am taking a fair bit of damage. So if shadows get up to the top, you know, it's probably best just to try to not move and heal through it. But if, you know, people are starting to die, they can start running around, and that's the part where it just becomes every person for themselves. The part that, you know, can get really out of hand and really disorganized. There's going to be purple circles on the floor. That's going to do force damage when it explodes. Good job. I was just holding the shadows down there. I'm in water elemental form, so I have high cold absorption. So as long as I didn't move, remember, moving in the shadows causes a lot more damage than if you're just standing still. But alternatively, I could have just kited the shadows around. You want to have somebody that has a good run speed for that. Okay, we've got a shrine if you want it. Otherwise, click through the portal and take a look at the map to see where the dragon is. And then just we're all going to go over to where Gijo and the dragon are at the southern island. I should have brought a second tank for this. But, yeah, I just wasn't thinking.
How did I get the numbers in midair? I got the number midair.
That's funny. I haven't seen that before. Remember, if you get the countdown numbers...
For some reason, the trash the trash spawned almost immediately with the dragon on this island, and that normally doesn't happen either.
Yeah, so the trash doesn't spawn until the dragon is beat down by a little bit, so it's important to not start beating down the dragon until, like, you start getting the party here, because otherwise what can happen is, if it's just like the tank and one person, you can get overwhelmed by that trash easily. Okay, we got parasites up. Notice some of them have their force field. If you have the countdown timer, you stay away from everybody else until it explodes, then you can resume normal operations.
Watch the circles.
Stay out of the purple circles. Stay on top of your curses, and Korkaza's gone. Okay, our tank is going to go and follow Korkaza and keep her busy. What I didn't say earlier, and this is super important, is that somebody has to stay with Korkaza. That's why the tank's following her. If nobody's with her, then she's working on a ritual. Notice in the upper right-hand corner it says Korkaza's ritual paused. If nobody's with Korkaza, that'll count up. If it reaches 100%, you automatically fail the raid. So basically somebody has to stay with the dragon the whole time. Thus making soloing this raid extraordinarily difficult, because you can't be in two places at the same time. So, you know, if you were in here solo and you go into these portals, then nobody's with the dragon. You know, so you'd have to beat down the portals super, super fast if, for example, you're going to try to solo this. Alright, we're going to click on the portal, and it's going to be the Lord of Blades fight. Yeah, I think we need to start doing these raids on hard in future teaching raid years. I'm going to make a note of that. And ideally, we would have a second tank for this, but poor planning on my part. It's okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine on normal. No big whoop. And this beat down so fast that we could have actually left Korkaza, and our tank could have come in here, leaving Korkaza unattended, because we're going to beat this fight down so fast that the ritual wouldn't count up to 100 anyways. So we actually did that on Monday night when we did this in guild raids. And we did it on R1, and we beat this stuff down so fast that the ritual only got up to like 35%. So you just step forward to activate the fight, kill all the trash, and then beat on the Lord of Blades. If the Lord of Blades does his whirlwind attack, I recommend getting far away from him. The dogs will respawn. Some groups may want to have the dogs kited, but we just kill them. And the dogs also do like a vomit, and it's like light blue colored. It can be really hard to see, but if you're standing in it, I think it's electrical damage that you take. But it might be force, I can't remember. As soon as the Lord of Blades is beat down, the raid is over. But it takes the Lord of Blades a while to realize that he's been defeated, so he's actually just going to get right back up. But honestly, we're done now. It's over. There's nothing more to do. I mean, you can beat on the Lord of Blades if you want to, but it doesn't make a difference. As soon as he realizes he's been defeated, we're all going to teleport back to the main platform. And that is the end of Killing Time. If anybody has any questions about Killing Time, let me know. But yeah, I definitely think that in future teaching raids, we need to be doing this on hard. Because it's just too quick and easy on normal. And you don't even get to see some of the mechanics play out, because we're doing the beatdown so fast. That's right there. He just did his Rain of Blades, so if you get into the center, it will shield you from the Rain of Blades. If you look up, you'll see that the forge is above us, that shields us from the Rain of Blades. Okay, that completes Killing Time, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. We're just waiting for us to get teleported to the main platform, and then we can loot. Any questions in Twitch about Killing Time? And after the raid, I'm going to go ahead and take a little breaky break. We'll come back for the final 45 minutes of the show after a break. Take a minute for the chest to spawn because there's some dialogue you can look up. You can see some dragons are talking. And more dragons are coming in to deal with Korkaza now that she's been defeated. Great job, guys. Good luck on your loots. You might pull these things called schism shards or something. They're blue little chits, and you need 5 of those to upgrade some of the items. The chest will spawn here in a moment. There we go. Help yourself. High Lords, thanks so much for helping out. Gijo, thanks for tanking and simulcasting.